This is Brandon, I'm Sarah, and of course, our beloved Aiko. Frustrated by the ever-increasing cost of living, we sold everything, went out on a limb, and left our traditional life on land behind. We built a new kind of dream together, and have been living full-time in our homemade slice of paradise ever since. We are always learning new ways to navigate this unique life off the grid and on the water, so grab a drink and join us for the ever-evolving adventure that is keeping afloat. Hello friends, welcome back. Boy, do I have some updates to share with you. Buckle up. Let's see here. I've got a little cheat sheet because there's so much to share. Okay, so I want to start with updates from last week's video. So this is mostly good news. Really excited about all this. The in-video donate button, the actual direct donations that you guys gave to Operation Airdrop last week, and this is as of Wednesday, three days before you guys are actually going to see this video, so this number will be higher by the time you see it. But as of today, you guys donated $6,481 to Operation Airdrop for Western North Carolina disaster relief efforts last week alone. Mind blown. Like, that is absolutely incredible. But wait, there's more. The views from that video, which as we mentioned, we're donating as well, the YouTube generated money that just your views alone created. So even if you didn't donate, your views helped raise $1,705.46. So in total, last week's video raised $8,186.46. I'm so psyched about that. That is absolutely amazing. We cannot thank you enough for all of your support, both monetarily for Western North Carolina, and even those of you who just watched the video, left a comment, liked it, shared it with other people. You can see that actually went a really long way. Kudos to you guys. That was all you. Thank you so much for the help. Why don't you share a few photos here of exactly where your money has gone. You can see that help in action. Operation Airdrop has done an incredible job. So good of a job that at this point they're transitioning to ground operations because the roads have opened up to a certain extent that allows them to resume operations with like truck deliveries and things like that, which is much more cost efficient than aerial deliveries. So that's a huge win. You guys were a really instrumental part in that. Oh my gosh, this one in particular just absolutely pulls at my heartstrings. Look at these little cards that were made by kids that were at the drop-off sites. Every time I look at those, I'm just so, I mean, it's so cute, but it's also so moving, you know, on a grander scheme to think about everybody pitching in. I mean, it's been heartbreaking to see the devastation, but it's been equally as emotional in a positive way to see the outpouring of love and support from people of all ages and all walks of life, all abilities, all tax brackets. I mean, just there's so many different ways that people are pitching in, and it has been nothing short of moving to see the American spirit alive and well, the Appalachian sense of strength and resourcefulness and grit really showing its teeth, and seeing all of our neighbors helping each other and just getting to play the smallest little part in that by, you know, sharing what they're doing on here for you guys to see and be a part of too. Anything that anyone has done to help this very special corner of the world, from all Western North Carolinians, on behalf of all of us, thank you. If it is okay with you guys, and I'm totally open to discussion on this. I know last week we mentioned that we were going to donate that money from the views to Operation Airdrop. I would like to consider changing that to Beloved Asheville. Let me know if you're against that, because these views are from you. But Beloved Asheville, since they are located here and here only, is really tackling getting on these long-term efforts like rebuilding, cleanup, you know, things outside of just the scope of immediate supplies and things like that. They're looking into the future of like years down the road. And we raise so much money for Operation Airdrop for you know, getting necessary supplies to people who need them right now, and that's just amazing. But I was thinking for that $1,700, that maybe that could go towards slightly longer term efforts, so we could couple those donations from last week for immediate relief and long-term relief. Let me know what you think. We certainly have a little bit of time to determine that as a community, because it takes YouTube like a month or more to get those earnings actually to us, to where we can send them out to where they're going to go. So that's another reason that I was thinking that it might be more beneficial to be giving those to a more long-term focused organization. Other wins that I would like to share with you, other good news: grocery stores and gas stations. So I mentioned last week that here in Western North Carolina, we are experiencing a lot of supply shortages. In some areas, that is still the case, but I am happy to share that it seems to be getting better, as one might expect. Our grocery stores are kind of hit or miss as far as what's stocked. Some shelves are completely full, some shelves are completely empty, but it's definitely not like it was this time last week or a little bit before. It's definitely improving. Gas stations, at least in our area, are not a problem anymore. Another huge win has been increased coverage, leading to increased donations, as evidenced by our video last week. You know, if people don't know about something, they can't care about something. And if they can't care about something, then they're never going to give to that thing, right? It's been really gratifying to see this area get the attention that, in my completely biased opinion, it truly deserves. The buzz is not just buzz. It doesn't stop there. It actually translates into help. So thank you. Last but not least, another win is accessibility. So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the roads have opened back up. There are still some major closures that are going to take, a very long amount of time to repair, but there's plenty of alternate routes. So travel has resumed in many areas, and that's a good thing. I want to clarify that as much as it was important to not drain the local resources in the areas most impacted, we can use a little bit of nuance and recognize that there are also a lot of areas that were not super impacted, that especially in Western North Carolina, where it's our number one industry, they completely rely on tourism. Here's a map that Bryson City shared onto their Instagram that I thought was really helpful, where you can kind of see, as far as traveling, what areas are a no-go and you need to, reschedule or go somewhere else because you're going to get in the way, and which areas could be really beneficial actually to Western North Carolina as a whole to visit and support the local economy in that way. So that is great news. Remember, whenever you come here, to support small businesses, shop local, all that good stuff. Now, this all being said, obviously, not everything is good news, and we need to acknowledge that as well. It's going to be a really, really long road ahead to rebuild. This isn't a quick, let's all get fired up and help, and then okay, bye. Obviously, it's going to be years and years of rebuilding in the most heavily impacted areas. And with that, another long-term ongoing effort is going to be accounting for all of the missing persons. Very tragic to see the death toll rising. I think as of today, today is October 9th, I believe the highest number I saw was 230 something. So I personally believe that is significantly lower than the real number, as most people do. The last number I saw of missing people was over 600 people that are still unaccounted for. My understanding of what has to happen to include somebody in that death toll number is that if they find a body, the body has to be identifiable. It has to be assigned to that person. And if it's just a body, they don't count that as a death until they actually know who it is. It's hard to accurately represent that death toll number for a number of reasons, but safe to say, I think it's a lot higher than that, which is tragic. At this point, they've declared Helene as the most fatal mainland hurricane since Katrina. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm starting to lose it. Just thinking about not only the loss of property, and we worked so hard to build our house and to fill it with all the things that we love and make everything just right, and just thinking about how everybody does that with their home, and homes just floating down the river, gone forever. It's just heartbreaking. And then beyond that, the loss of life, children losing their parents, and parents losing their children, and best friends, partners. There's nothing that I can say to make those who have lost things like that feel any better. There's no amount of even donations or help that can make them feel better. I mean, it's just an absolute tragedy in so many ways for so many people, and we have to acknowledge that and stand with them emotionally. And recognize that all we can do is what we can do, but at the end of the day, some things can't be replaced, and that's just heartbreaking. But I don't mean to say that there's no hope and that there's nothing we can do. If you would like to continue to support those who have lost so much at the hands of this unprecedented disaster, there's a donate button under this week's video for Samaritan's Purse, another great organization that we personally have seen doing amazing work since day one on the ground here in Western North Carolina. They're spread out through a number of affected counties beyond just Asheville and are helping one house at a time to repair and rebuild. Another way to help is to consider purchasing gift certificates online for local businesses you might have enjoyed when visiting affected areas in the past. You can use them down the road next time you visit or give them as gifts for this Christmas. But the idea is that getting that money in the hands of those businesses right now is crucial for the local economy and many people's employment. And lastly, let us all try to take away any beneficial lessons we can from this disaster such that it didn't happen in vain, whether that's how we can better try to be prepared for the next one, or how we ought to be appreciating our homes and loved ones that much more in the meantime. You never know when the rug can get pulled out from under you, so fill your days with love and gratitude every chance you get. Here we are, back at the cut, which is, as of today, maybe yesterday, unpassable again. It came up about 10 feet over that, so it was passable right after Helene, but here we are again with our land bridge. Aiko's favorite land bridge. Y'all stick with us and see how it looks 3 months from now. You'll be shocked.
I could dry out in the sun for you, follow the deep dark ocean down. For you I'd build the biggest kite and spend all of my time giggling.
Back at it again. Always fixing something.
I think just where the gas comes out, it needs to be cleaned with like a wire brush, but
This water heater has not been a friend of yours lately.
just needs some love.
Notice I said water heater, not hot water heater, because we always get shit for saying that. Rightfully so, because it's redundant, and I don't know why we Americans always call it that. Give us a little update, baby, on the lake levels, and trash cleanup.
Well, crazy enough, they've been dropping 2 feet a day, so you can tell the difference on this lake right now. It's coming down fast. We thought they would slow it down, but it seems that they're going to keep dropping 2 feet a day. We'll know how long they'll do it for. Eventually they'll hold out and stop because they only go so low and they like to keep on a graph. I mean, it's 25 feet down right now, or close. It's getting close to 30 somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly. But they go 60 feet down and then they stop. every time the lake drops 6 feet, you can release a fathom of pressure. So we'll start seeing bubbles come off the bottom. Whatever stuff's on the bottom of the lake starts off gassing. So it's pretty cool to see in the fall when the lake drops. It looks like the lake cleanup's still good to go. So we're getting volunteers signing up, people getting ready, and a lot of trash out there. Historic, new trash from the flooding. First shift leaves at 9, come back and eat, and then the next shift leaves after that. So
we would love to have y'all join us for our annual Fontana Lakeshore cleanup next weekend if you're anywhere nearby. This is an inspiring community event open to all who are keen on keeping our mountain watersheds clean. You can head out on a boat to help bag trash on the exposed shoreline, or stay back at the boat ramp to unload the trash barges as they come in. Volunteers are also needed for event support, like making and serving lunch, stocking boats with trash bags, handing out gloves, etc. Here's the flyer with more information if you're interested in joining us for any amount of time next weekend, October 18th through 20th, as we remove tens of thousands of pounds of trash from this lake. Come be a part of the movement as we chip away each year at finally getting Fontana cleaned again.
We're going on a little fam hike.
what's the name on it?
What does it say?
1942. I can't read that far.
Oh. Do you see how many people had to like hike out for hours from Chimney Rock and yeah.
You can't watch Donkey Patrol?
We made it.
I called my cousin. He's got about 1,000 pounds. He said he lost